football's been described as more important than life or death, but for others it's just a borderline, irrelevant pastime. What do you think the social value of football is in the current crisis?
Even looking before this crisis, we were great believers that football had a social value far beyond just the 90 minutes on the pitch. And we've actively supported and activated our member fan groups to take the lead on and partner with their clubs and encourage their respective clubs to value and assist the communities in which they operate and serve. It's something that we've strongly pushed for a number of years now. Our fan groups come in different shapes and sizes, but I specialise in setting up groups as community benefit societies. So they're entities that are registered with the FCA. It's stated in their rules that they're not, that they're inclusive, that they operate one member, one vote, and they exist for the benefit of their respective communities. So in this case, it's the supporters trusts. Their communities are the fan base and direct residential communities of the clubs they support. They have aims like strengthening bonds between the club and community and providing vehicles for credible, structured engagement between fans and the club and the community they serve. So before Corona, there were some amazing examples of work that we were doing, or our fan groups were doing, with their respective communities, like walking football, fitness group, engaging those who've traditionally fallen out of love with exercise, and partnershiping with clubs to provide that service. We had the Foxes Trust, who worked with De Montfort University to pilot schools literacy programmes. You might have seen the food bank collections, fans supporting food banks. That came from Everton and Liverpool fans coming together for the good of their community to undertake food bank collections on match days. And it's grown and it's grown. And a number of supporters trusts all over the country have taken this up. And now they don't just collect food. They've expanded to help with provision of legal and financial advice, because poverty isn't just those lacking in food, it's people lacking in resource as well. Dementia groups, memories groups, providing dementia friends at clubs. We've got clubs and groups that purchase ticket allocations and distribute them to those who would unable to be attending the games usually. And our groups have worked hard to register those sports grounds as assets of community value, which gives the groups a right to bid and a power to be informed should the owner wish to sell their club's ground. So all that was in place before this crisis hit, and was a great springboard for those groups to be reactivated in the face of this crisis. And now we've got clubs and our fan groups reaching out to vulnerable fans to provide assistance with shopping, medication, transport, actively engaging with supporters and members of the community that are at risk from mental health deterioration because of lockdown. Football's traditionally an outlet for men, and young male suicide rates were already at a high prior to this lockdown. It's important that football does its part to ensure that those who usually use the game as a vehicle for offloading or getting away from those dark thoughts and fears are supported and given an outlet at these times. We've had esports tournaments, and we're arranged a fantastic esports tournament that's just taken place.
I saw that.
Yeah, and different groups coming together, and clubs coming out and providing fans with simple, clear-cut information, taking that government information and disseminating it in the language of their fans. Activity sheets, recipe sheets, things that people can do to keep themselves busy, and playing old reruns of games, hosting quizzes. We've seen all of that. So yes, there might be a view that football isn't a matter of life and death, but it can certainly make the difference to those in our communities when those communities are served properly by the football club and its fans. It can be a hub and a power for good, and I think that's something that these times have really emphasised, the power of good that football can be.